Another day, another adventure.
Another early morning travel. Today we're going to be spending the entire day traveling. Okay, I have to say, the security here at the Nairobi terminus is probably even more serious than at the airport. They have sniffer dogs, check your bag. I don't know what they're looking for, but luckily they didn't find anything.
This feels like an airport, doesn't it?
It does actually, but I like it. It's somewhat organised as well, which doesn't feel too chaotic today, which is nice. Just a little bit more information really. Tickets you can actually book online, which is a very, very easy, simple process. Although, I believe you can only do it if you're paying by M-Pesa. Ina didn't see an option for card. If you're paying M-Pesa, it's super simple, very, very quick. They send you a request, pay, done. You get your confirmation. We booked first class because you just get a bit of a bigger space, like lots of leg room. You get a nice little table and your chair reclines. This is 4,500 per person, but they also do second class as well, which looks very nice, to be honest with you. It's, the seats are a little bit smaller, they don't recline, and I don't think you get a table. We're always on the go, we're always working, so it's nice for us to actually be able to have our computers out and just get things done, even though the socket is not working.
So we've got the cart coming right now, and this is where we're going to get some snacks, coffee, you can get sandwiches. We've got a bunch of things, but there's also the food cart, which we're going to go check out in a little bit. Not only is the SGR the most affordable way to go between Nairobi and Mombasa, but it is also the most scenic. It goes through Nairobi National Park, and it also cuts through Tsavo East and Tsavo West, which is where you can see a lot of wildlife. So hopefully we'll be able to spot some animals out of the window.
Going past Hills on our right. If you're coming the other way from Mombasa, they'll be on your left. We've actually been there before. We filmed a camping trip in Shuttle Hills, which we're going to link at the top as well, but it's a very beautiful part to visit. Right, so we're exploring now, heading to the restaurant apartments. We're hungry and need more coffee.
What are you waiting for?
Ina is certain that we're going to see some wildlife.
Have you not seen the elephants in the distance? I have seen them when I filmed them and I have proof. We're waiting.
Waiting for these.
We're also waiting for our food.
That's true. Waiting for the food, and in the meantime, we're expecting some elephants.
What did you order?
I ordered chicken and potato wedges.
Oh really? Wow, fancy.
And the girls got chapati and beans.
Of course, just as you do.
Wow.
Elephant!
Waiting. Still waiting.
You guys, it's really, really hard to see, but basically you can see like elephants all in the distance. There's a herd over there, there's a herd over there. There's a herd, a big herd over there as well. So there's lots of elephants.
I saw nothing.
You saw nothing.
No, just some rocks. I think you're getting
Brown rocks. Lunch is here. Welcome to Mombasa.
Seeing outside.
What?
Prohibited to jump over.
Oh yeah?
You are not allowed to kill yourself.
Do not jump over. Are you ready for the last leg of the journey?
Not ready. Guess I'll have to be there.
All the madness. Okay, go.
Let's go. How you doing?
Hi, Joseph. Absolute chaos with the shuttles. So we're taking the shuttle back to Watamu now. And yeah.
Alright, so we're just waiting for our fellow guests to join us in the shuttle. You can obviously get a private taxi to Watamu from Mombasa. We're choosing the shuttle because it works out a heck of a lot cheaper. And it was 1,300 per person
And
for the
50.
shuttle. 1,350.
Yeah, and
Excuse me.
kids go full price because they take a full seat.
They take a full seat, yeah. So 1350 per person for the shuttle versus probably 10k for a taxi. My apprehension is always more safety. With a private taxi, you can obviously
Tap them on the
dictate how
shoulder.
fast they're going a little bit. So let's see what kind of speeds our driver is using today, and we'll give full feedback at the end.
The plan was originally to do flights with the Jumbo Jet, but the issue with Jumbo Jet is if you have lots of trips, they end up being quite expensive, and a trip for the three of us would have cost around 350 USD, which is a lot of money if you're just going away for a few days to take a break from the coast. So this is a very, very good and affordable way to get from Mombasa to Nairobi or Nairobi to Mombasa and onto the coast. About one more transport before we get home.
All the transports. At least we're in Watamu now. I can feel
You know, by now
air.
we could have been in the UK had we taken a flight.
Oh, yeah.
How many hours is it?
It's been
9 hours. And we're not home yet.
10 hours.
Oh, wow. Yeah. We should have just gone home.
We should have just flown.
Okay guys, we are home safe and sound, and I wanted to just do a quick recap for you of our journey on the SGR. So for me, it was my first time doing the full journey from Nairobi to Mombasa. The girls had done it the other direction, so they kind of knew what we were going to be in for. But yeah, my first time on the SGR. First impressions, it's actually really good. Honestly, the carriages are comfortable. The staff are helpful. The train is immaculately clean, actually. The whole time we were there, you had a lady that was constantly, every 20 minutes, she was up and down the carriage, mopping the floors, keeping it nice and clean. The trains seem to run on time. If you've had another experience, I'd love to hear about it, but from what I understand, the trains do run on time. The experience at Nairobi terminus was quite interesting. I would say there's more security checks there at the terminus than there are at the airport. They're very, very thorough, which is a good thing. All the bags get checked with a sniffer dog. Everybody has to queue up next to their bag. They take the dogs up and down the bags to make sure that no one's smuggling anything they shouldn't be. And then once you're into the terminal, you can either go to the machine to get your ticket, or you can go to a ticket counter if you prefer to deal with a human being. I know some people are not the most tech savvy, and I have to say it is very simple, but you know, when you're stood in a queue of people, you have to get your ticket from a machine and there's 5 or 6 people behind you. Sometimes it can be a bit intense, you know. So if you prefer to just deal with a person, you can go straight to the ticket counter and get your ticket that way. But it was super easy. You just put in your name, your ticket number, and it will print them for you and you go straight through. But yeah, the train itself was actually really cool. They come round and there's drink service and food service. They ask whether you want to have some lunch. You can pre-order the lunch. So we decided to pre-order it and then physically go down to the restaurant cart when we were ready to eat it. It was brought straight to us. The one thing I was really surprised about with the SGR was actually, as you're traveling through Tsavo, we saw tons of elephants. So as much as, you know, it doesn't quite match up to going on safari, but if you are just going from point A to point B and you want to see some elephants, take the SGR, because there's a very high chance of you being able to see some elephants. And it's a really beautiful journey. Overall, if my memory serves me correctly, the journey from Nairobi to Mombasa is around 6.5 hours from stop to stop. The train that we took was not the express train. I think the express train does it in about 1 hour faster. Honestly, the difference between 5 hours and 6 hours is not a huge difference. We got the inter-county train, so it does stop quite a few times along the way. Depending on where your end destination is, I would say will determine whether it's worth you getting the SGR or not. If you are just trying to get to Mombasa, I think it is an absolutely amazing way to get between Nairobi and Mombasa without having to drive on the highway, which is a notoriously dangerous road, lots of accidents, just frankly not worth it. However, for us, it wasn't just a case of going from Nairobi to Mombasa. We were carrying on all the way into Watamu, which requires a shuttle bus at the other end. Ina has done this journey a couple of times and hasn't had the same issue that we had this time. The particular shuttle that we went on, I did feel like the driver was in a bit of a hurry, taking some unnecessary risks on the roads. And to be honest with you, when I'm traveling with Malia, I would usually, if I'm in a taxi, I will tell the taxi driver that I want him to drive safely and slowly, not play on his phone, not do any unnecessary overtaking maneuvers. However, when you're in a shuttle bus and there's 6 other people in the van, I didn't really feel like it's my place to be able to speak up and tell this guy how I would like him to drive. You just kind of go with it. By the time we got to Watamu, I did turn to Ina and say, I will never be allowing my daughter to go on this journey again. So make of that what you will. Road safety is something that, for me, I think in Kenya is still something that's a big problem. Particularly the Mombasa-Malindi road that we drive on. It's not the safest. There's lots of turns and not much room for overtaking. And yeah, for me, I prefer typically not to even drive on that road if I can avoid it. But especially when somebody else is in control of the vehicle and you're there and you feel a little bit helpless. Yeah, for me, it wasn't the best experience. The SGR itself, though, was amazing. And in terms of affordability versus getting a flight, if you were to fly from Malindi, Nairobi, which is typically what we do, you're looking at around 10,000 shillings per person. So for all 3 of us, that's, you know, at least 30,000 shillings, one-way journey as well. It can vary depending on availability, seasons and things like that. Whereas the train is really good value. If you were to sit in economy, it's 1,500 per person, or in first class, it's 4,500 per person. That obviously includes all of your luggage allowance and everything. The food and the drink on the train is actually really reasonably priced as well. I'm going to put a breakdown in the description of exactly what we spent, including the shuttle. The shuttle itself was another 1,300 shillings per person. So all in all, per person price came to 5,800 shillings. I think I've done the correct maths there. The proper conversion down here for you guys, just in case I got my head maths wrong there. But it's essentially works out around half the price of flying. It does take significantly longer, but it's absolutely worth doing in my opinion. So yeah guys, I really hope that you enjoyed joining us on Kenya's SGR. We really enjoyed the journey. I would do the SGR again. I think the SGR itself is worth it. However, my concern is only with the shuttle bus at the other end of it. So that part, I think I would have to consider how we would do it next time. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about the SGR, or I'd love to hear your experiences, whether you think that it's worthwhile, do you think the price is fair for the SGR? If not, how would you typically go from Mombasa to Nairobi? Are you a driver? Are you a flyer? Do you take the train, or do you just actually not? Love to hear your thoughts, guys. If you did enjoy the video, as usual, click that like button and show us some love. If you're not already subscribed to the channel and you've just come across us from this video, we do loads of different kinds of videos. Please check out another one. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I know it's only me right now, but I'm saying from all of us, see you next time.